yeah, okay, so it's me and I'm back. Okay, so this is the teacher tag that was created by Mr. N. Yes, I do realize there's weird stuff on my glasses. My friend's dog stole my glasses and chewed them, so I'm aware that that's happening. Okay, so the first question is, so it's the end of year teacher tag, the hashtag ITeachSoHard. So what grade do you teach and how long have you taught that grade? So I teach 8th grade. I've taught it, this is my 2nd year. I teach U.S. history and we cover from the colonies to Reconstructionism. So yeah, so 2 years. What adjective best describes you as a teacher and why? Ooh, that's a hard one. Adjective that describes me best as a teacher. I would say, I don't know, I mean, I'd like to say like spirited. I feel like, I don't know, I get excited, I talk with my hands a lot, I care a lot about the kids. Sometimes I feel like I get too invested. Hopeful. Let's go with hopeful. I feel like I'm always trying to help the kids improve, and so yeah, I think that hopeful is an adjective that would describe me. If your life as a teacher was made into a movie, what movie star would play you? Ooh, movie star that would play me. Oh, I think it'd be kind of cool to have someone like Emma Stone. I don't know. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. It'd be cool if Emma Stone portrayed me. Okay, so think of a lesson from this year that you're especially proud of. What made it so special? So we did this one lesson last week on the Underground Railroad, and so we talked about all the different ways that they would send messages about what was happening, whether it was through song or, you know, codes on a building. And so we did an activity with quilt squares and how they would wash the quilts and then lay them out, and depending on what the symbols on the quilts were, it sent a different message. And then the kids made a message with the quilt square codes, and then they had to explain why it was an important message. And I thought that was really cool because I don't know, I mean, I know that's the end of the year, but I feel like we could always do a little more with the Civil War, and I thought that was a really fun activity. The kids got really into it. We're in the middle of state testing, and because I'm history, we don't actually test in here, so I thought that was pretty cool, and they seemed to enjoy it, getting to do something that was a little more artistic when they're in the middle of testing. So I really liked that. Maybe I'll make another video and show you how I did that. They came out really cool. Tell us about a student that you think you'll likely remember forever. Student that I'll likely remember forever. I feel like there's a lot. I don't know, so many good kids. I have this one student this year who, he just works so hard and he just has the best personality, and he doesn't always finish everything in the time period, but part of that's because he's working so hard and he wants to do a good job, and he always comes in to make sure he can finish it. And he's not like a straight A student, but he just he works so hard, and he just has such a drive, and I think I'll remember him forever. Yeah, so he's one of my kids this year. Yeah, he's awesome. There's a lot of really awesome kids. At this point in the year, how do you feel about the teaching profession? So at this point, so May 8th, we have 5 weeks left of school. How do I feel? I love it. I still love teaching. It's tiring. I think people make a lot of jokes about us having summers off, and not knocking any other career, but I do feel like we pour our entire existence into the school year. And, you know, our gas tanks are running a little low right now. And so I think as much as people make jokes about the summer, I think we don't really get sick days. We don't get to call in and not go to work, you know? So I think as teachers, we're really hard on ourselves, and we deserve summers. So I guess I'm feeling tired. I definitely feel like I have to be more conscious of, I mean, you should always be conscious of your attitude, but I feel like, I don't know, from like being fine to being really frustrated, that line, it's a lot shorter right now. So, but I still love teaching, and I wouldn't ever give it up. How do you keep your job fun and engaging no matter how long you've been teaching? I've only been teaching 3 years, but I think that the key to keeping it fun and engaging is to always be looking for something new. Every year before you do the next lesson, you should look back over, well, first, I think you should take notes on your lessons after you do them. Just little sticky notes. How did it go? What would you change? If at the end of the day you're like, you know what, didn't like that lesson, change it that night. And then you'll have it for next year. And then next year, look at it and change it, you know, because something that worked for my kids last year isn't going to work for them this year. So, because they're different kids. So I think that's the key to making it engaging, is always looking for new things, follow other teachers, figure out what they're doing, and talk about it. You know, I think sometimes non-teachers get upset at us for talking about teaching so much, but I mean, we're reflecting on things, we're trying to improve, and I think it's important to reflect and change and improve. So yes, I think that's how you keep it fun and engaging, is always trying to learn. Always trying to learn more. What has surprised you the most since the school year started? All right, let's see. What has surprised you the most? I'm trying to not be negative. Because something that did surprise me this year was the lack of empathy that this year's kids have for each other, and that was really surprising and really hard for me to deal with. But it also always surprises me how partially through 8th grade, a chunk of the kids start to mature, and then a chunk don't, and then just friendships break up. I think 8th grade and that summer after 8th grade, a lot of friendships break up, and that is always surprising to me. So I guess that's a good thing, right? That they're maturing, and so that's a good thing. And then the other thing of how little empathy they had this year, this is a bad thing. Social media. Who are your favorite teacher tubers, teacher grammars, and teacher tweeters? Okay, let's retry this. My favorite teacher YouTubers are Mr. N, Kaylee Nicole, Smarty Style, and My Second Grade Life. They're all really great, really authentic, and I really enjoy them. All right, next question. Who would your dream teacher collaboration be with? I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to like collaborate with my brother, because he is like an anthropologist, and that'd be cool to like work with him. I don't know. I like who I work with right now. Yeah, I can't really think of anyone. Really, anyone it'd be cool to collaborate with and improve. I feel like I didn't have a good answer to that one. What is the last thing you took a picture of? Show us. I'm filming on my phone, so I can't do that. The last thing I took a picture of, it was the words to, it's this teacher I just started following. She has when she wants the kids to listen, like full body listen, she has this like song they do, and so I took a picture of the words that was kind of cool. And then I feel like that should count. If that doesn't count, then I took a picture of my students just did a westward expansion project, and I was taking pictures of the board games they made. Here, maybe I'll post the picture on here, and then you can see what I'm talking about. Sing the last song you listened to. I was listening to Hamilton in the car, and so the last one playing, let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, it's not gonna work. I think it was, okay, wait, hold on. It was the one about writing the Federalist Papers. Hold on. Okay, how does it start? It's the one where he's like, oh man, way to put me on the spot. I haven't read these questions before. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. I have a bunch of other Hamilton songs stuck in my head right now. It's the one where he's like, why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Soon that attitude will be your doom. Why do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you write like you're running out of time. And then he knocks on his door and he tells him that the Constitution needs defending. And Burr's like, no, I don't want to give my opinions. So I kind of more explained it than saying it. Before that, it was Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham. It was fun. Okay. Okay, complete this sentence. If I weren't a teacher, I'd be... I loved my law classes. I wonder if I'd be a lawyer. I don't know. See, I don't know if I'd be good at going to court, but I did love law. Maybe I'd be doing something with law. Or I love being a barista. Maybe I would just be really poor and be a barista. But I loved that. That was so good. It was just so much fun. It's like a special section of customer service. Yeah, I really liked being a barista. Who is your teaching hero? Tell them one thing that you really appreciate about them. Okay. So there's two people who made me want to become a teacher. Oh man, look at that sun. Wouldn't it be nice if we had shades? Okay, sorry. Two people who made me want to be a teacher. One of them, he just retired. He was my 11th grade, I think we're doing U.S. history. Yeah, U.S. history teacher. His name was Mr. Zippy. Sorry, there's people banging doors. Mr. Zippy, and he was awesome. He just, I don't know, he really made history come alive. And at the school I was at that time, it wasn't a fun school. Let's just say there's a lot of issues there. It was like a small private school that my mom wanted me to go to because my brother was going there. It's a whole thing. But that school had a lot of issues. And he was like the shining ray of hope in there. Like, I hated everything in that school except for him and except for his class. And I loved history, and I felt like he was one of the first history teachers I had that matched my love of history, if that makes sense. I always felt like I loved history despite the teachers I had, and he was a teacher who actually also loved history and made it exciting. And then the second one was a poli-sci teacher I had in college, Mr. Kulikowski, Victor Kulikowski, and he was just hilarious. He was great, and it's so funny because it's like he's at the college here in town, and I should go tell him how much I appreciate him, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I respect him so much that I'm like, I don't want to be like all fangirling out, but I just love, so everyone in California has to take a Constitution class to graduate college, and so it was poli-sci 202, so it's U.S. government, and everyone has to take it. And I mean, I took it because I was also a poli-sci major, but he just made it so exciting, and everyone loved that class. I don't think anyone almost ever ditched. And we learned so much, and it was cool because he presented it in a way that it was like, everyone learned. You didn't have to love history, you didn't have to love politics or anything. He just did such a good job of bringing it alive. And I wanted to be able to do that because I felt like I had so many teachers who made history seem so boring. And I was like, man, Mr. Krylakowski can do it. I want to be like him. And so, yeah, Jeff Sippy and Victor Krylakowski, they're both just awesome. I know Mr. Zippy has retired, and one of my students' mom works with Mr. Krylakowski, and she says he's still there. But he was also just so sarcastic, and I don't know. I loved his class. It was great. So, sorry, that wasn't the question. The question was, tell them one thing you really appreciate them. I appreciate both of those teachers, just passion. They just had so much passion for the subject, and they made me want to teach. Like, they are the reason that I wanted to become a teacher, and I love it. It's the best job on earth. So, thank you, both of you. All right. Yeah, so this is for ITeachSoHard, and it's Teacher Appreciation Week at a lot of schools, not at our school, but I know I'm a teacher, and I feel like this is kind of self-serving, but thank you to all the other teachers out there. You guys are awesome. And I really like that as teachers today, we get to have YouTube and Twitter and Instagram to collaborate and talk and get ideas from. I mean, that's just such a cool thing that we get to talk with teachers all over the world and become better teachers through learning from each other. I mean, that just like I said earlier, how to keep, things interesting is to be a lifelong learner. And I think we get to do that more because of technology. And it's just so cool. So thank you all for all the other teachers out there. Thank you to the lovely people, other teachers on YouTube who, I don't know, you guys always inspire me. And it's really cool. I enjoy it. And yeah, so when my phone goes off and it's like, ooh, one of your subscriptions did a new movie, I'm like, yeah. And it's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go because I have to teach because it's 7:43. But it's gonna be good. It's good. The activity we're doing today is on women's rights, which I'm really glad because we really pushed at the beginning of the year because we're getting to Reconstructionism this year. And we actually get to do women's rights, which we should always do. But normally we're doing the Civil War like the week before school gets out, and so we barely get to women's rights because it's right before Civil War, obviously. Anywho, wouldn't it be great if I could just say goodbye? All right, see you guys later. Hope you're having a good week, and I think I'm gonna make another movie because I didn't make a movie last week. I'm gonna make another movie this week, I think, on how to survive state testing as a non-testing teacher. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I don't know if anyone's even watching these movies. So anyway, have a good day, guys. Bye.